Yeah, was a food runner on like times that I could, and then to kind of make random money. Like I said, my dad was always officiating. He also did like some semi-pro and stuff, so I would go work the clock.
Okay.
So I just
keep time in the games and
go get paid.
Yeah.
$20, $40, $60, whatever. So then my senior year, I officiated Little League football on the weekends and junior varsity football on Thursdays.
You ever get any fight with any parents?
I actually had a coach threaten me one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, this other team was they were killing him.
Okay, yeah.
And he was mad about something, and I said, well, you should coach him differently.
Oh!
So he's like, I'm going to be waiting for you in the parking lot. I'm 17 years old. I said, okay.
Yeah, let's go, motherfucker.
Yeah, let's try it.
And you're, 17, so you've been playing football. You've been you're probably pretty yoked,
for
huh?
a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he didn't know I was a minor, and he was not allowed. As soon as my dad found out, he called the FHSA and was like, "This guy threatened my son, who's 17 years old," and he was.
Oh, damn! All right, well, let's hope that guy's not.
But
coaching it.
You're a bit of a smartass sometimes when you're a kid, but also I wasn't wrong.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
You're not
they're just losing. Yeah.
I can't tell the other team to not run the ball.
Hey guys, hold off a little bit.
So.
That's funny. All right. So Cordon Bleu, you're officiating. When do you step into a restaurant?
So senior year was a food runner, and then at this restaurant, every once in a while, food runners would also kind of expo. It was old school. Like 2 German chefs opened it. There's a banquet hall in there.
Okay.
Monday nights they did all-you-can-eat buffet to kind of use up all the stuff left over from the
Oh,
weekend.
dope.
But they still had just old German regulars that had been coming there for years.
Okay.
Like Monday nights, all the early bird special.
Heard.
But then he's like table size, everything came out with cloche on it. We would drop it, and then I was out of there. So I never did anything past that. But like Chateaubriand, rack of lamb, Dover sole, baked Alaska, all this stuff is like all table side presentation, like old school.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see that kind of classic. They called it continental cuisine, but see these classic French preparations and first time I saw a béarnaise. They did a marchand de vin menu.
Was this different things that you were seeing at the Cordon Bleu?
Well, this was in high school, so went to Cordon Bleu.
Oh, got you.
Went through a skills 1 and 2, and the intro stuff where you do you get your sanitation, you do your math and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I head back. Now I'm working with the chef in the mornings, and we do just prepping everything for all the banquets. So they did a lot of offsite events, did a lot of kosher events.
Yeah.
So there were multiple times where we'd have to cover the whole place in foil, and then the rabbi would come in,
bless it,
and then you'd have to prep a bunch of stuff on one day, come back in the next day. We did a couple at the what do they call it?
What is it? You can't prep the meat and the fish on the same day?
It's, it's dairy and meat.
Got you.
I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they would. We had this kosher couple that come in and they'd bring their own pans and their own fish, and they just have us cook it. Yeah.
Interesting.
I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
So the only fish we ever did for them was canned gefilte fish.
Okay.
Which I never tasted. I didn't like the way
I've never tasted that ever.
And think of like a seafood meatball, but with the texture of meatloaf. In a gelled. I don't know. It's just what I remember. Like I said, I never tasted it. There's nothing about it to me that made me want to I wonder what this tastes like.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, I'm okay with never eating that in my life. So
I worked directly with the chef, which was cool. His name was Chef Doug. He's a crazy person.
Yeah, what's he doing now?
That's a good question.
Okay, heard.
I think he's still cooking somewhere. He was a bit of an alcoholic.
Gotcha, yeah.
I could tell what kind of day it was going to be based on how many Michelob Ultras were in the 5-gallon bucket trash can underneath the station.
Heard.
I get there at 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's 1 or 2 in there, it'd be all right. But if there's 5 or 6 in there, it's oh man, it's going to be one of those days. But he was
functioning.
He didn't yell at you some of the kitchens I worked in, but he just had this intensity in his eyes.
Yeah.
And it was it would just make you feel stupid sometimes.
I hear that.
He knew I didn't know what I was doing, but then most of the staff was I think most of them were from Mexico.
Yeah.
So they were like, you gotta chop faster, and like I learned a lot from watching them do little things too.
Yeah.
Like maybe not the right way to do things, but at least like a quick way to do things at the time for what I do. You kind of like, I've been in culinary school for 6 weeks, and that's kind of like how I'm moving. So
yeah. I know that feeling.
You cut yourself, and this guy Gordo is funny, short little fat dude, and he come over and he's like, "Hey, nice to meet you. It's your first day." I said, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Oh, you don't know how to hold a knife?" Because I had like cut myself.
Oh, you cut, yeah. And then
they're just ripping.
It'll be jokes like that, and it's not like that's not that funny, right? But then the other guys are just dying.
Love it.
They're just like, what the fuck?
But no, I learned a lot about like at that point in time, like being able to take this prep list and like I need to do this much of it. I need to organize it.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes you set up like literally like four coolers, and we had a banquet at the restaurant. So
yeah.
Like so much stuff going on.
What were the dishes that you were prepping? What were you working on?
They were just like, they had a house vinaigrette with like, just a, like, think of like you're at a wedding, like thank you.
Oh, okay, understood. Gotcha.
Like steamed potatoes, steamed vegetables, sometimes we did mashed potatoes. We did Spätzle because they were German, so we had like the Spätzle press, and they make like the really long noodle ones.
The Naffel
so
or whatever?
Good.
Yeah, those are good, yeah. Those are really good.
It.
We were making them out of sourdough at Charter Oak.
That sounds good.
Yeah, just taking like the leftover dough and just adding an egg and some, and just dipping them in. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was cool. Like, and then like every once in a while they'd let me get on the line and help if someone didn't show up. But it's like I wasn't quite there yet. But I feel like everybody there was like, why do you want to be a cook? Like, don't do this. Like, it's not too late for you to change your mind. I was like, nah, I'm doing it.
Where you like, fuck off, everyone.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Were you like, at that point, did you research other chefs? Did you know what was going on in the world, or were you just kind of like in your zone?
I mean, at that point, I didn't really know. I read both of Michael Rollman's books before I started at CIA.
Yeah.
So I knew, that's why I kind of first was introduced to Michelin stuff. French Laundry Cookbook, I didn't have much money, so I would go to this Barnes & Noble and hope there was one that someone had taken the shrink wrap off of, so I could look through it.
Yeah. All the other broke cooks would probably do the same thing.
So it's like, or maybe this one's already ripped. Can I just finish taking it off?
Yeah.
I think that was probably the first like cookbook of our time that I bought.
Yeah. I think for pretty much all of us, at that point.
So,
how long did you stay at this place?
I was there for 6 months, and then I moved to New York in February of 2005.
Got you. Now, did you have any friends over there, or did you just wing it and go?
I didn't have any friends. So I had a friend like in the city that I knew.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of crashed with her cousin for a little bit.
Okay.
And we all grew up together, and she dated one of my good buddies.
All right, so that's how you kind of got in.
We knew each other.
Okay.
And we kind of hung out a bit, but it wasn't like I was moving to Manhattan. It was so much further.
Okay.
I knew there were people in the city. I didn't realize how far the city was away.
Yeah, you never do. When I went to Napa, I was like, I'll just, walk to San Francisco. It seems like it's short.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you idiot.
You didn't want to drive. So, our flight got canceled the first day. I missed orientation because it was like record snow in Central Park, 27 inches or something.
Of course.
We get there, we drive up, it's like everything's white. But I was like, this is what I wanted to leave Florida. I wanted seasons. I was sick of the heat. It's just constantly hot, constantly humid.
Yeah.
There's no seasons. You get like 2 weeks of spring, and it's just summer.
Yeah.
Every other time.
It's kind of like California, to be honest.
But you guys are at least like cool at night.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like 90 degrees at night. Like, you got to flip your pillow every 10 minutes because the pillow's so hot on each side. That's Florida. So, get up there. I honestly can't. I don't know why I can't remember. It's 06 or 07. I graduated, but moved up there like that February before.
Yeah.
Obviously went through it all. The girl I had been dating in the past, we broke up. Kind of started talking again. We got married that summer.
Okay.
She moved up.
Oh, wow.
New York with me. So I was living in Poughkeepsie, and we were, it's time to start choosing your externship. While her uncle had a connection in the city with Wally Maloof, who had a restaurant called Beacon at the time, and he was he had reopened like Hudson River Room.
Okay.
I think he worked at like La Côte Basque or something. Like the kitchen that he was a sous chef at, maybe he worked for somebody, but like, you know, David Boulay, like all these guys that came up in New York that were all the like badass chefs like then
for that era,
and then all the guys who came up. You think of all the guys who came up through,
under
like,
them,
under them that are in, you know, it's just insane. He worked, you know, kind of, I think, reopened Rainbow Room at one point once it closed, and like Windows of the World or whatever it was.
Gotcha.
So he was like a kind of like
New York
old
staple,
school New York chef. You know, did a lot of kind of regional cooking. It's the first time I saw like real like chef-driven regional cuisine. But it was more of a steakhouse, all open fire.
Okay.
So like, you know, I got friends going to
like wood fire.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pizza oven, grill.
When it wasn't cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
Now everybody's got a goddamn wood stove in their
which I love. Like, you know, I love.
I love it too.
There's no turning back. There's something weird when if I was working a butcher shift. Well, this is jumping ahead, but like even driving through Orlando at like 7 o'clock in the evening, which I normally didn't get to do, and you smell like Charlie's Steakhouse burning some white oak or red oak.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about that, and like that's why I love cooking.
Yeah, I mean that's the way it is in Puerto Rico. There'll just be roasting pigs on, you know, little shops on the side of the road, and you just stop in, and you know everything's already made. That's the best part about barbecue. Yeah. There's no wait.
Yeah, exactly.
You just get there, and they're like, "All right, what do you want?"
Unless there's a line.
We already fucking cooked it.
Yeah,
you know.
Exactly. But yeah, you get these friends going to like Danielle and the Modern, and you know all these like Michelin restaurants.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, you know, Waldy offered me this opportunity. I said I would do it. So I go down there, and my first day, they're like, yeah, I got my checklist. I'm like, so it says I'm going to work like prep, and then I got all this stuff I got to do for my. Like, well, there's just us now. Our saute cook quit, so you're actually there tomorrow. So you're going to work with Nick tonight. Make sure you pay attention. Like, okay. And
thrown into the fire.
The next morning, that was my station. So,
yeah.
I think these guys like maybe learn more finesse during that time. I learned, I think, like speed, how to cook, how to operate on the fly.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, and Beacon was busy. It was a busy restaurant. 2 day, 7 days a week. They were open. You had brunch on the weekends, and you had lunch on the weekdays. So it wasn't like just a dinner service. Like you came in, you were on that station all day long. You come in at 8 or 9.
How big's the staff?
There was 3 of us on the line. There's Garmager, and then the grill, the saute, and the wood oven. Mm-hmm. There were 2 sous chefs. There's a saucier. There's a prep cook and a butcher.
Gotcha.
Chef.
So you guys just prepped lunch, did lunch, prepped dinner, did dinner.
Yeah, and you're responsible for, coming up with something for family meal. I feel really bad about the family meals I put up at that time.
For sure, dude.
I was so behind the entire 6 months I was there that I just want to apologize to anybody that
had to eat that food.
That had to eat the same thing that probably was terrible over and over and over.
Yeah. I'm sure they told you. I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah, like, hey, you can't cook that again today. It's got to be better.
Yeah.
And, I understand that now.
Yeah. Back in the day,
when you taste something that somebody puts up for family meal and it looks like, it wasn't that I didn't care or put any time into it. I didn't have the time to put into it because I was running.
Yeah, you're surviving.
Nonstop.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was living in Poughkeepsie, so I'm commuting every day on Metro North. It's about 2 hours and 20 minutes home. If I could catch an express, I'd have to get up 6:30, catch the express.
Yeah.
To get in by 8. Sometimes you're getting out. You're taking like the 122 or the 222 or whatever it was. Like the 222 was the last one that ran. I only missed it once. I had to stay with the guy.
I
didn't get to the train station in time.
Yeah.
But it's just I lost 25 pounds.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep much. But I think I had to do it. It was necessary.
Yeah.
If I hadn't done it, and I was a pussy then, looking back at it now, these guys are probably like, this dude,
this dude's a bitch. What is he doing?
What is your, quit being like, but now, I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
Looking back, I was like, man, I was acting like a pussy. But now it's like